Now that we're familiar with the network panel, let's figure out some things we can do to speed up our web page. Google has created a helpful extension called PageSpeed. This tool analyzes our application and makes suggestions for how we can speed it up. Just search for it in the Chrome Web Store to install it. Once we have it installed, to run it on our web page, we'll load up our page, click on the new PageSpeed panel that we have here, and click the button to start analyzing. PageSpeed will download our page and run several automated checks against it. Looks like we got an initial score of 79 out of 100. Not bad, but we can definitely do better. Let's see if we can pull up our grade. We'll start with the item with the highest priority, minifying the JavaScript. Currently our application is loading 3 JavaScript files, as you can see here. We can see how big they are by looking over on the Network tab, and together they have a size over 160 kilobytes. They're fairly big. They also require us to make 3 separate requests to the server, which also isn't optimal. The first optimization we can make to each of these JavaScript files is to minify each of them. This is going to remove extra white space, reduce long parameter names, and make other optimizations to the files to make them smaller. Here you can see some code up top that hasn't been minified. Then after minifying it, you can see the code is going to function the same, but now it's less characters, which is good for speeding up your page load time. The next thing we can do is take our 3 JavaScript files and put them all into one file. Now the size is going to be the same whether it's in 3 files or in one big one, but it's only going to take 1 network request to load that file into our browser rather than 3. And browsers themselves are actually limited the number of network requests they can do at the same time for a web page. So obviously, the less network requests our page has to do, the faster it's going to load. There are many different libraries you can use to combine your JavaScripts and to minify them, but we're going to use Google's Clojure library. Below this video, you'll find a link to the official web page to download this library. You can download it in the form of a Java jar and then just run it from your terminal. We can also minify and combine our JavaScript files using this web app created by the Google Clojure team. In order to use it, we need to get the URLs of our JavaScripts. Now, assuming your web app is like ours and it's available at a public URL, we can easily get these JavaScript URLs by going into our network panel and right-clicking on each JavaScript file name and selecting Copy Link Address. Then we'll just paste this address into the Clojure compiler and click Add. We'll then go back and get the next file, copy its address and paste it, and repeat for the third one. Once we have all our files in place, we click on the Compile button, give it a few seconds, and on the right side you'll be shown your minified JavaScript and a link where you can download the compressed file. We'll go ahead and save this and change the name from the default to app_min, meaning minified, and save it to our app folder. Now we just need to replace our old JavaScript sources with this new source, just like that. Previously, to load our JavaScript for this web page, we had to load 3 files totaling 160 kilobytes. Now in our new version, we only need to make 1 request for 110 kilobytes. That's a pretty nice savings. Now it's time for you to jump into a challenge and start making some page optimizations.